Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Home Lee, and I'm here with you today to talk a little bit about a series that I have decided to do. Excuse me for a second. Reach over here and grab my dart bucket. I'm going to call it Budget Nerf. I don't know if I'll necessarily do one a month or one every 2 months or whatever, but I'm going to try to do it and highlight blasters that perform well for the money and that serve as good entry points into the hobby. To start with, I do want to mention Adventure Force or Dart Zone waffles. You can pick these up in store at Walmart or Target. Target, they're Dart Zone. Walmart, they're going to be Adventure Force. You can get 200 for around $10. I have heard some Walmarts are clearancing those for like $5. But if you go to walmart.com or use the Walmart app, they have these buckets that are resealable of 500 for $20, which is a much better deal. Puts them within the price range of the knockoff AccuFake darts, and these are a good accurate dart. Available here in the U.S., and you can get them pretty much within a couple of days shipping from Walmart like that. Mongoose Jake did have some trouble with these in springers. I've not really tested them a whole lot in springers, especially upgraded springers yet, but he did have a few issues with those. But starting out, budget blaster, those are a good dart to go to. You don't have to order them from overseas and wait long periods of time to get them. They're a fairly good consistent dart. Now, the two blasters that I have here in front of me today are both made by Dart Zone. This one here is the Double Trouble that is made under the Adventure Force name by Dart Zone. But I mean, it even says powered by PTDZ, which is Primetime Toys Dart Zone. It's a 20 dot. It's a 20 dart, easy for me to say, rotating cylinder or turret, however you want to call it. I know Michelle at Foam Blast in a recent episode of This Week in Nerf, apparently she doesn't like it when people call cylinders turrets, but it is a rotating cylinder that that can hold 20 darts. It is a little wide. If you were trying to use this as a sidearm, it might be a little bit bulky for it. But semi-auto with a pusher in it, and you can fire pretty fast. It does not have a rev trigger, which is a downside to a lot of people. It does have a switch where you can turn it on and off. When you turn it on, it does start revving immediately, and then you just pull the trigger whenever you need to shoot. There have been people that have modded these to have a rev trigger on them. I don't know why Dart Zone doesn't put a rev trigger on a lot of their dart blasters. It's quite confusing because they're semi-auto HIR shooting blasters. The velocity or the accelerator, depending on where you buy it, has a rev trigger. But most of their other electronic blasters don't. I don't know what the difference is there. But 20 shots, $20, Walmart. This is pretty good little blaster, it's sort of in the Strife neighborhood of things. Next is a blaster that normally retails for $20. I just checked Target, and they have them for $17.99 currently, so $18. This one I purchased at a place called Bargin Hunt that had it sort of repackaged, but it lacked the battery door, so I'm going to try my hand at designing and maybe design and print one. I do have a light command where I can just kind of copy what it is in order to put that on there. But I got this for about $12 or $13. This is a full auto chain fed blaster. It comes with a chain capable of holding 20. You can buy extras from Dart Zone's website on the chains, and you can link two together, so you could potentially have a 40 round chain on this blaster. It has the rev switch instead of the rev trigger as well, but this is full auto. But with the 6 AA batteries that it requires to run this, it's very, very easy to get off single shots if you're not wanting to go full auto. It's a little bit heftier than the Double Trouble is, but it's got a fairly nice form factor. It's not too bad. That's the light command under Adventure Force. I've not seen those out of Walmart in a long time, so I kind of doubt that they're around anymore. They were about the same price and they lit up. But these blasters are pretty good. No modifications, 6 AA batteries. The Titan shooting the Adventure Force Waffles got an average of 97.8 feet per second, and the Double Trouble got an average of 92.85 feet per second. So these are shooting considerably hotter than a Nerf blaster, Nerf brand blaster, I should say. In the neighborhood of 100. I did get with the Titan. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that were 100 or higher. My max was 101, minimum of 87. And with the Double Trouble, I had a max of 100, minimum of 67, which I think was a misfire on me. I had two of those were right at 100. So, considerably hotter than anything Hasbro is currently selling. So, if you're on a budget, you don't have a whole lot of money to spend modifying, maybe you don't have the tools to modify, maybe you lack the know-how, you're not wanting to get into it. It could be that you're a younger person in the hobby. Your parents don't really trust you with the tools and opening stuff up and breaking stuff down. Both of these blasters can be had for $20. They come with the darts that are needed for them. And, let's say $10 more, you got double A's to put in them. That's pretty good. And then, if you're buying in store, for 10 more bucks, you get 200 of those waffle darts. So you've got quite a bit more ammunition to go and fling around with your friends. And, you're able to do nearly modded velocities with these, or somewhere in the neighborhood of lightly modded velocities. So, $20 plus the cost of batteries, and you're going to be able to be competitive with people that are in the sort of the super stock, not the ultra stock necessarily, but in the super stock realm. These are two nice blasters, both made by Dart Zone. One sold under Adventure Force, one sold as Dart Zone, one at Walmart, one at Target. So you should have a way of getting these blasters. If you're shopping online, if you're going through Walmart.com, you can pick up the 500 dart bucket, and that's going to be a lot better. I do have some firing footage of where I shot these, not necessarily over the chronograph, but I did try to shoot this video previously, and then my camera battery died, so I'm going to put the firing footage here. I'll pop off a few shots for you guys here. And then quick fire. But now the one thing about this is sometimes when you first turn it on, depending on the pusher and things like that, sometimes it'll fire a dart immediately when you turn it on, which can be a little shocking if you're not expecting it. But this blaster is full auto. Doesn't have necessarily the highest rate of fire for a full auto blaster, but has a decent rate of fire. And as you see, they fire pretty well. They can fire single, they can fire, you can do rapid fire with the double trouble, or you can go full auto with the Titan. Nice blasters, they're pretty handy. I'm going to try to look at blasters that are on the market that are relatively inexpensive for people to buy and to get into, and those are going to be the types of blasters that I'm going to feature on this channel. So if you've got any suggestions, if you've got any questions about these type of blasters, leave them down below. I will try to get back with you on those, and definitely check these blasters out if there's something you're interested in. There's a few modifications out floating around for these guys. Some are rather interesting. So if I can think of some videos where people have done neat stuff with them, I will put them down in the description below. I'd like to thank y'all for stopping by the channel, and I'd like to remind you to keep flinging that foam.